One, two, three. We're live. Hi, angels. Welcome back to my channel. Oops, it's been like 6 months. I think I made the last video in January or something. I'll go into the details of why I was that inconsistent, but let's just jump right in today. I want to talk to you guys about why a group of people we suddenly hit on one person, and then it looks like that one person is the problem. Meanwhile, they are actually innocent. Conversation, I will be eating my rice yogurt, which I got from yogurt shop. I I am a researcher with over 6 years experience in researching mental health, human behavior, and human psychology. I have also worked with children that have non-verbal needs, so they are not able to communicate, and I have had to learn and master the art of reading human beings. Does it mean that I can read? But I'm here to talk about this because a lot of times people make the mistake of joining a community and jumping on the bandwagon that's hating on one person, thinking that that one person must be guilty. If everybody around you doesn't like you in this space, you're the common denominator. It is true. If everybody around a certain space is saying something about a particular person, they are the common denominator. True. They must be the one triggering something. But it's not always that they are triggering something like a bad attitude or disrespect or something. In psychology, there is something we call the smear campaign. And when I first read about this theory concept in 2019, actually a lot of things made sense to me. A lot of times that friends would come to me and say that person A, B, C that I was hanging with, thinking I'm usually a girl's girl. I like to vibe people up, because I realized that while I was busy carrying some people's load on my head and carrying mine in my hands, they were busy trying to dig a pit for me to fall into, literally. So a smear campaign is when one person has a non-palatable interaction with one person. So let's say this is person A and they have a non-palatable interaction with person B. Person A has some type of performative charisma in the community. Now, let's say person A asked person B out or made some type of romantic gesture toward person B, or wanted person B to do something for them, but person B said no. Person A then recruits what psychology casually calls flying monkeys to go around and spread lies, rumors, half-truths about person B. Everybody who comes into the community then thinks that what person A talked about person B is the truth. Meanwhile, person B probably either is new to the community or does not bother with the politics of the community. Because when we say politics, sometimes people think that, oh, this means the person is voting. No, anything that has to do with like human behavior, performance, getting people to like you or acting a certain way to like get a certain result, all of that is social politics. This person is probably just being authentic. This person is being strategic or performative. They spread the rumor. This person becomes the victim. Now, who is the common denominator in this story? Of course, it's this person, because it is this person that this person A is talking about, right, and lying about. But who really is the victim? This is a person. And who is the villain? This is a person. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the concept of the narcissistic smear campaign. I've decided to make this a series and explore all the different types of the dark triad personality, the narcissistic personality, and all of that. Because I realized a lot of people, especially if you didn't get the opportunity to go to college, or you don't read a lot, you might not really understand these things, but they're happening right in our presence in every single space. I'm talking about from the most religious space to the most unreligious space. These things are happening. And I'm a systems researcher, so the type of research that I do, I don't just do mental health, I do systems. So what then happens is that if you want to break through this mode as person B, you have now been engulfed in a situation where stories have been told about you. You might not even know, but you just be getting hints and clues from here and, or you'll be getting weird behaviors from people around you. How would you address this kind of situation? Or let's say you're a leader, say you're a supervisor, you're a project leader in this kind of space, and we do provide this capacity training workshops via our foundation. It's in a foundation. How would you as a leader be able to penetrate and see the reality of what's going on with inside? Let's say you're a man, you're looking for a wife. The woman that you like, you met her one-on-one, had good interactions with her, but people are saying all these things. How would you handle that? How would you know the truth? You are a woman, you like this person, and you're hearing people say all these things about this person. How would you know what the reality is? This is why I don't like to put a lot on reputation. I like to experience people for myself. If I tell you something about a person's reputation, most of the time, what I am saying will be valid because I don't make rapid judgments. When I meet people, I literally give them a blank sheet for them to show me who they are. Of course, I'm going to vibe with you and I'm not going to prejudge you. I'm going to let you show me who you are by observing your behavior over time. So now let's go into the part B of the video. How, as a leader, maybe a project leader or whatever, do you see through this situation? The third part, how, as the victim, do you manage this situation? And then we can now begin to talk about the type of personalities who can create situations like this, and maybe give examples in the media to make it clearer, and let's move on from there. Okay.